many of you are making this way too difficult. You're making it a lot more complicated than it needs to be. It's the same process every single time. The only deviation from process is location, situation of the seller, and the length and the duration of renovation or rehab that the property is going to need based on its condition at the time of inspection. Inbound marketing, this is what I said earlier, if your phone's not ringing, neither is your cash register. So you guys should be actively marketing, sending letters, sending postcards, letting prospective sellers know that you are interested in purchasing their property. So because you're actively mailing, you're following the rule of 56, the rule of 54, someone calls in from your marketing campaigns or someone refers them in. Either way, the deal comes in and you're going to add that property to your watch list. From the watch list, you contact them, you schedule the appointment, you pull the debt stack, you find out how much they owe, you get the property under contract, you order the inspection, you negotiate the price based on any alterations that need to be done, and you close. Are you guys noticing a theme here? I got to tell you, I truly believe this, you guys, in my heart of hearts, that many of you are making this way too difficult. You're making it a lot more complicated than it needs to be. It's the same process every single time. The only deviation from process is location, situation of the seller, and the length and the duration of renovation or rehab that the property is going to need based on its condition at the time of inspection. Outside of that, everything is identical, which means it's really simple for you guys to create systems and processes around this. I truly believe there's not a single person right now watching this that couldn't easily, and I mean easily, guys, be flipping 4 to 10 houses a year without a whole lot of effort on your part. Now that's a tall order. 4 to 10 flips a year without a lot of effort on your part, if you have the right systems and tools available to you at your disposal. Now, Barbara called us from our marketing. So we found out about Barbara. We had pulled a list out of our software system and we were sending letters to Barbara, and Barbara called us. And here's Barbara's issue. Barbara's 85. She has mobility issues. You can see that the house has stairs. What you can't see are the spiral stairs that go down into the basement of the home, which she hasn't been into for quite some time. In fact, when we went out there and looked at this house, there's cobwebs all over the basement. There's dog and pet excrement in the basement, which she didn't even know about because the dogs and cats were going down there and using it as their personal kitty litter box. It was bad. Now, to make matters worse, Barbara, at the age of 85, is also taking care of her bedridden, disabled son, who's pushing 60 years of age. So she's struggling to keep herself up, she's struggling to keep her son up, and she's really struggling to keep the property in any type of habitable condition. Now, the house is in a nice neighborhood. Unfortunately for Barbara, the house is in really bad condition. So after receiving one of our mailings, she called in and she told us about what was going on. So we pulled the debt stack. We determined that Barbara had considerable equity, but the house needed a lot of work. So we put together an offer, and after deliberation with her daughter, who was located on the East Coast, we called her daughter and we said, look, the house is in rough condition. We said we're interested in purchasing the property, but you gotta understand, it's really in bad shape. Now, we didn't even realize how bad it was, and as we started renovating this property, we discovered a leak in one of the crickets of the roof that was leaking down behind the kitchen cabinets. Barbara didn't even realize this, but I truly believe that her health and her son's health were the result of the massive amount of black mold that was growing behind the kitchen cabinets that Barbara didn't even know about. And we didn't even discover it until we got in there and started doing our renovation. But at the end of the day, we purchased the property for $360, which gave Barbara all the money she needed to pack up, move to be with her daughter on the East Coast. We put $30,000 into the renovation, cleaned up all the black mold, put it back in the market, sold the property for $495,000, and this property produced about an $80,000 profit.